Hi guys, how you doing? This is Liz and welcome back to Diary of a Happy Hooker. Thanks for joining me. Grab something to drink. I've got a glass of cream soda Zevia. Sit back and have some fun. So, welcome to Whip Wednesday. As you probably noticed, I am same hairstyle, same shirt, same drink. That's because I'm recording it the same day as I did Mondays. The biggest reason is time, convenience, and um, yeah, then I can just get her done. um, so every week I'm gonna do a Whip Wednesday video, and I have got lots of whips um to show you today, but really it's just one whip. um, if you heard me talk on Monday about how I had a lot of scrap yarn and probably more than I needed to have of some things because I wasn't organized. Well, I'm trying to rectify that situation a bit. I noticed that I talked about my basket over here that has my larger yarn scraps in it, my size 5 and bigger. And I noticed a lot of it was my old blanket yarn. Now, I've made a lot of blanket yarn blankets for different things, for different family members. I contribute to a charity through my husband's work every year. Excuse me. Or a charity event, I suppose. So I have a lot of scraps. I mean, it's happened, I'm sitting here looking at all these going, now what? Because none of these are big enough to make a blanket on their own. Nobody wants to make an amigurumi out of blanket yarn. And hats, while they're snuggly and soft, they're not the stretchiest thing made out of this stuff. And, cowls, okay, maybe. And I was like, scrap yarn, scrap blanket, okay. So, I started making a scrap blanket, but I'm doing it in granny squares. So some of the stuff I had left over, now this was a gift from my mother-in-law, and it's got pinks, a light pink, a dark pink, and an orange in it. I've got 2 of those. So what I'm doing is I'm making big squares and small squares. Now this one's similar, but it's not the same. It's mostly yellow. I hope that's picking up yellows and grays and some peachy type pinks. As I'm making these granny squares, and then I'm going to border them in black because I also have a lot of black scrap blanket yarn. This one is yellow, kind of like a light gray and dark gray, almost like a blue with a blue in it. This one is orange. And I remember the blanket that I used this on and who I gave it to. And I'm happy to use that. And this one's red, and this, I made a blanket for my husband out of this. And I got 2 of those. And this stuff it's gray. It's just gray. And it's so soft, it's so squishy. It's not Barnett blanket yarn, it's something else, but I don't know what. And it's really soft and really squishy. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 granny squares out of that one. And then I've got this one, which is blues and white. Sorry, my dog's itching in the background. You can probably hear him if my little dog Orin. And I got 2 of those. Then I've got this one aqua one. And that's obviously burlap blanket yarn. And then I've got these 4. Now this one's more neutral again. It's more like grays and kind of like an oatmeal color. This lighter color is like an oatmeal. You can see that. But anyway, those big squares are 4 rounds. And then I've got a bunch of smaller ones. These size. These are just 2 rounds. And, I mean, obviously they're all the same colors as the ones I just showed you. And I won't go through all that again. I won't make you sit through that again. Excuse me. And my hope is to put them together, you know, obviously border them in black, join them in black, because like I said, I've got a lot of black blanket yarn. But make it kind of patchworky looking. You know, you got some of the big squares and some of the small squares, and you put them together so they make one big finished object. So that's my hope. I keep kind of putting them together on my bed to see how many more of the big ones I need, how many more of the small ones I need, and kind of try to put the next set of blanket yarn, try to put it together that way. I still have this yellow. Oh, my computer just kicked on. This yellow. I don't know if you can see that real well. Hey, that's not bad. It's kind of a medium sunshine yellow to put in there. This is kind of a light blue, light gray, and kind of a medium gray. I'm sorry, I do have the ball band for this one. This one was called Lovely Blue, and it's Bernat Blank Baby. That might be what some of those other softer ones were. Now I'm going to put this in here. There might be a little bit of a green in there too. I don't know. Sorry about the crinkling. This gray. This is not a blanket yarn per se. This is Sweet Snuggles by Loops and Threads. This stuff is really, really soft, you guys. Like, really soft. In fact, I made something out of this, which is why it's crap. And and I'll show that to you on Friday, since I did finish it just recently. And then I also have, there's gonna be more crinkling, sorry. This one, this is the last other color I'm going to put in there. The last of my blanket yarn leftovers. This is called Little Sand Castles. And this is a Bernat blanket yarn too, and it's got like some medium tone tans, like an off-white, and like a light gray. Well, my lighting isn't the greatest, but maybe that helps. I don't know. Sorry about the crinkles. So, once I get all of those squares made up, I will, like I said, outline them in black, put them together, probably do a black border, and I'll have this really kind of scrappy looking granny square patchwork looking blanket that's pretty warm. So, excuse me. So I'm kind of excited to get done with that. I've made a bunch of blankets for around here, and I'll disappear. There's three in my bedroom right now on my bench. that haven't disappeared because they're in my bedroom. But like my husband has one out in the living room. My daughter has one out in the living room. And the one I like to use, I leave on the chair until I go to use it, but periodically it disappears, grows legs, and walks away. So I usually find it in the basement because my oldest son and my youngest son uh, hang out down there a lot. And I mean, it's a basement, it's cooler. So that's fine as long as they're getting used and not wrecked. I don't want them to get wrecked. So anyway, so that's that. I guess that's finished objects and work in progress, but I'm calling it work in progress. The other thing I started doing today, just because I needed a break from granny squares, was stay put. While I was rummaging through my yarn, sorry, I came across this Christmas yarn. Red Heart, Super Saver, obviously. The color Mistletoe. I know we've all seen it. You know, it's red, green, and white. And so since my goal is to use up my Red Heart yarn this year, I started making a little hat. And I put some detailing into it. I don't know if you can see that. There's some back loop half double crochet and some front post back post double crochet. So I started that today, like I said, just because I needed a break. I'm using a 5mm hook. Oh, it's upside down. Hey, cool. Let's try again. 5mm. There. I don't know what brand this hook is or anything. It's just a ergonomic hook. It's got a rubberized handle and an aluminum hook. It's more of a inline type hook. Hey, that's not bad. So, yeah, you know, I mean, I don't really, when it comes to inline hooks versus the other type that isn't going to come to my brain right now. This is not going to happen. I don't really have a preference. I've used both. I like both. Sometimes I feel like one does better with certain types of yarn than the other. Like the ones, not the inline hooks, but the other ones seem to do better. Not these ones, but the other ones seem to do better with the sleeker yarns, like Caron Simply Soft or Hobby Lobby's Soft and Sleek. Or if you've got yarns like this. I bought this skein of yarn simply to look at because it looks like a campfire to me and I love it. So this is an Etrafil puzzle yarn that I bought from, I can't remember if it was Hobie or Hobium. But anyway, and it's called, I don't know if I have the name. Color number PZ006. Anyway. But the thing with this yarn is it's not, the plies are not twisted together. They're just these free floating strands. I don't know if I can get it to where you can see it real well. Anyway, it's like 3 or 4 pieces of embroidery floss. Can you see that? And sometimes those other hooks do a little bit better with that too, because all of the different strands kind of get caught in that deeper neck than they do with these type of hooks. These don't have quite as deep of a throat on them. Up in here, the cut isn't quite as deep. The tip isn't quite as sharp. This tip isn't quite as sharp. And sometimes it's easier to lose strands. But with Red Heart Super Saver, either one works for me. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with whips right now. I've been working a lot, like I said, on the granny squares over there. Excuse me. So that I can get done with that blanket, because I'm kind of looking forward to using that one, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's going to be amazing to curl up under and watch a movie and drink some eggnog. Maybe with a little Irish whiskey in it, little rum. That might be good. Oh, or some Zevia. For those of you who don't know what Zevia is it's like a low sugar soda that uses stevia to sweeten it, rather than sugar or high fructose corn sugar or any of the artificial sweeteners. Stevia is a plant-based sweetener. It tastes different than sugar. It does have a little bit of an aftertaste, but for me, it's not off-putting. I don't know. Everybody has their preferences, but I have found that I really like the cream soda flavor of Zevia. So I've been drinking that. Yeah, I think that's kind of about it for right now. That's my whips for now. Please feel free to email. If you're new, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Excuse me, actually subscribe's down here, isn't it? Subscribe. I don't know where anything is. Like, comment, subscribe. There. Like, comment, subscribe. So, there we go. And thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of my Diary of a Happy Hooker. And we'll see you Friday for finished objects.